What are we to make of all of that? Let's ask South Dakota Senator Mike Rounds, kind enough to join us from South Dakota. Senator, that presumably is the wind at a lot of Democrats' back, that they've got momentum with them, and that, you know, Joe Biden wants to deliver on that momentum. The question obviously becomes, is he the guy to do it? But what do you think?
I think it's a smokescreen. I think what he's focused on are independents. Right now, he's real close to about 19 points down with independents personally, but he sees at this stage of the game, it's almost 50-50 with independents on who should control Congress. He's focusing on independents, and he's trying to basically tell them to, you know, don't look at the inflation rate, don't look at GDP, don't look at the energy prices, don't talk about, you know, gas being $1.40 more than when he took office. And if he can refocus and change the scenario, then he thinks he's got a chance at winning those independents. Our message to those independents should be the same one that Ronald Reagan had way back in the 1980s. Are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? And clearly the answer is no, they're not.
As you know, Senator, he's seizing on the fact that gas, as high as it got, it's half what it was, and that $1.40 surge has been cut in half, and that it's going to continue. Now, maybe for all the wrong reasons, oil's been sliding largely on the belief here that the whole world's slowing down, but you take what you can. Is it your sense that that's enough for him, or that Americans are looking at things way beyond just some late relief at the pump?
Part of it is what we focus on and whether or not we allow him to change the subject. We have to focus, number one, on getting our conservatives out to vote. And second of all, letting independents understand very clearly that you know, these issues are something that they can change. And if they want inflation to come down, and if they want energy prices to come down, and if they actually want to see a future where you've got a border that's secure, and you're not going to have 200,000 people, you know, a month coming over the border, and you're not going to have fentanyl in your communities, then you've got to change who's at the top. And that also means providing them with a Congress who's going to work with them. And so this should be a focus on independence and on convincing them that it's okay to consider your views as being conservative in nature. And you should be able to look back and say, when conservatives did control our country, we had a lot better things going on in our economy. We've got to refocus once again, and we can't let this president change the focus and actually succeed with this smokescreen that he's trying to put out in front of the American people right now.
But do you worry, Senator, that Donald Trump might be sucking all the oxygen out of the room? Maybe not intentionally, but with all the fixation on the legal back and forth on the FBI raid of his home a few weeks ago, and then the back and forth, the battle with Republicans, and whether the president's hurting his party's prospects, particularly in the Senate where you are, that he is what's getting in your way of Republicans taking that message to the people?
Part of the focus that we as Republicans have got to have during this 2022 midterm election is on the people that are on the ballot right now. And, you know, there is no presidential election in 2022. And as much as Joe Biden would love to focus on getting independents to up his acceptance, and he would love to have a straw man in the middle of it, we can't have that. We can't let that happen.
But that straw man is there whether you like it or not, right? I mean, and some Republicans have expressed angst about that and hurting their party's chances. Mitch McConnell has, you know, wondered aloud the quality of some of the candidates. I don't know if that was a direct reference to some of those supported by the former president. But do you worry that it's your party that has this conflict going on, getting in the way of this very well laid out message you spelled out?
You know, if you talk to the members of our party, they will tell you that they remember just how good things were in the United States under the previous administration, when you use conservative values, and that's what people are talking about. I know, but those same people, those same people,
Senator, are the ones talking about how, you know, unfair it was for the FBI to raid the president's home, to sort of flip the party's normal narrative on supporting law and order, that this is complicating things for you.
Yeah, if we allow this as a smokescreen to get in front of what the real issues are right now and what the American people are going to be deciding this November, then it's our fault. Let's refocus on what really counts right now in America today. We've got inflation that is out of control. We've got a GDP which is going down in value. We've got energy prices that are still way over what they were 4 years ago. And I'm going to say it again. To those independents that are out there, were you better off today than what you were 4 years ago? And the answer clearly is you were better off 4 years ago when you had conservative policies in play. That's what we have to focus on. That's what we've got to get back to. And this is a midterm. And let's look at the folks who are actually on the ballot in this midterm election.
All right. We'll see what happens. Senator Mike Rounds, great seeing you again.